Hey guys, this is day 3, May 31st. It's about almost 10 o'clock in the morning. And the weather is actually pretty good today. You know, better than average for Taipei City, I'd say. So the first thing I did this morning, honestly, was just to walk over and check the fridge to see if it's turned off. Because I was like, please don't let the milk be spoiled. And then oh, it's fine, okay, good. So my brother and I, we've been trying to work out, when we should hang out with our friends who are still in California right now. There's a 15-hour time difference between Taiwan, where we are right now, and California, where most of my friends are. So what that translates to is, if it's noon, 12 o'clock here, then it'll be 9 p.m. Of the previous day I'm in California. Which in my experience is just around the time that people are usually most free to hang out. Today we actually decided on an earlier time to hang out because it's actually a weekend on both sides. It is a Sunday here, and it is a Saturday back in California. My brother's been trying to get us to play Dungeons & Dragons together again. We have a short campaign going on. So we finally decided on 10:30 a.m. here, which would be 7:30 on Saturday back in California. It's 30 minutes until the start of the game, so I thought I'd just show you, the website that we use to play D&D on. So this is the website we play D&D on. It's called Roll20. So we did 2 campaigns so far. I DM'd this one, is yet to be concluded, and my brother's DMing the current one. It's called Treacherous Red. I was told that you could play on Discord online. Some people use Discord to play D&D online. I just use this one, honestly, because I feel there's a lot of nifty functions on Roll20 that are, convenient to use. Again, this is not a paid commercial, it's just something that I think. So, here's the game page. This is my character sheet. I'm currently playing a female tiefling bard named Briseis. She has kind of like a dark backstory that I kind of thought up in my free time. I'm level 2 now, so I'm pretty squishy. I'm supposed to be character-wise the entertainer of the group, which is kind of sad in my opinion because I'm not. At least I don't think I am a really awfully entertaining person by nature. Now, for some reason, I can't pull up the other people's character sheets. They're usually right here, underneath mine. But I guess it's probably because my brother hasn't logged on yet and he's DM. So I'm just gonna tell you about them real quick. Other than myself, we have 2 other players at this point. Again, pretty small group. One of the dudes is a middle school friend of my brother's. Actually, he's also in Taiwan. He came back on the same flight as we did. His character is a mage, I believe. And he specializes in fire and ice abilities because basically he wants to be Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia, if you know what I'm talking about. And the last player is the only girl in our group. She is a friend from church. She's in California right now, and she plays a female human paladin. So I guess you can imagine a fantasy version Joan of Arc or something. In comparison to our character, she has an armor class of 18 or something. She's tank as crap. So honestly, the best course of action for all of us is probably just to hide behind her for all combat scenarios for the rest of the freaking game. My brother just texted us and told us that he was running into some technical difficulties on the side, so he's postponing it to 11 o'clock here. So I guess we could have lunch in the meantime. So this is lunch. It's tonkatsu ramen made from a package from, I think, Taiwanese Costco. So here's something that I found kind of entertaining that I wanted to share. So in the past couple of days, right, we've all been making our own meals from time to time. My dad and my brother, well, they have to make every meal because they, like I said before, they cannot order takeout. My mom and I, we video chat, my dad and my brother. We also text through Line a lot just to communicate. And at this point, there's sort of a competition going on between the 2 apartments to see who can cook the better food. In the past couple of videos, I've been documenting kind of what we've been eating in terms of the food that we make. So you pretty much have an idea of what it looks like on our side. I'm gonna attach some photos right now of the food or the pictures of the food that my dad and my brother made on their side. So I'll let you be your own judge and tell me if you can see a difference. And I suppose I could pretend that part of the problem is because a lot of my relatives, my aunt and stuff, they didn't know that we're gonna be staying in our friend's apartment. They just assumed that we're gonna be back in our own home in Nehu district, which my dad and my brother are currently residing. And so they actually stockpiled a lot more food there compared to here. So I suppose in that sense, like to our credit, like now my dad and my brother do have like more ingredients to work from in a sense. And this is sad to say, guys, but like really the main problem is just because my dad's a better cook, and he probably would have done better if he were on this side.
My spell save DC is 11.
Damn. Okay. Let's roll. Yay! Oh damn. What happened? What happened?
Oh god.
Okay, GG, too easy, boys. All right, we're going home.
He's like, that's not right.
We out.
And then he just,
And I asked Aurelian, I was like, is this just a symbol, or is it like there like something else to it, like a secret door, or
Well, the guy did say it was a secret door.
I don't know. Wanna try pushing it?
Sure,
That
All right.
said that.
this is like Lord of the
Hey,
Rings.
now I can talk to nested. Yes.
I turned to Nessa and I'm like, shut up, we don't want your opinion.
Nice.
Okay, so we had a pretty great time playing Dungeons and Dragons for like freaking 3.5 hours, I think. I finally got off the computer, but we sort of left the game off in like a sort of like a cliffhanger where we found this girl locked up in a castle whose sister may or may not be a cult leader that we're trying to kill or something. Anyways, it's kind of complicated. Okay, so it's 4:30, so this could be extremely late lunch or early dinner, depending on how you want to spin it. So this is something that I found on Food Panda. Again, it's like a barbecue bowl, right? So you have your choice of like beef, pork, or a combo. So I got the combo, and my mom got the beef. Each set comes with its own chawanmushi, and it has this really nice soft-boiled egg as well. We ordered the kimchi on the side. Turns out, right, I was surprised at how good this actually is. So I'm gonna like record this part just to recommend it. This store has been around for 50 years, and they just specialize in making barbecue grilled meats. The menu they had was extremely simplistic. It was pretty much just like barbecue bowls and then like 4 sides. They do beef, pork, and also a combination, like I said before. Given the fact that both the beef and the pork were extremely good, and the serving size is also pretty big, I say, given the price at $6 is a really good deal. We still have many days left in quarantine, and how good this is, the chances that we're gonna order it again is pretty high, I'd say. So yesterday I did some pedaling on the stationary bike. This is kind of like the aerobic portion of like my like routine for exercise, I guess. But unluckily for me, right, this doesn't really take care of like weightlifting, which I try to do like at least 3 times a week usually. I'm not an expert at bodybuilding or anything like that, and I could not carry the dumbbells that I usually use. I mean, nobody in their right mind is going to carry dumbbells, onto the plane. And I'm in quarantine, so I can't find any of the weights in the meantime. Luckily, my dad packed these like resistance bands for me, and I really do not know how to use them because I have not used resistance bands for like workout before. So I just went online, and then I searched up like, oh, what's a simple routine that I can do for weight training that only involves resistance bands. And I found one, so I wrote it down real quick on this piece of paper. If you do 3 reps of each, according to the dude, this will be like a 30-minute workout, which is like pretty much what I usually do. I'll try to stick to as much as I can. That brings us to the end of day 3, I suppose. I think that this is the shortest episode yet. I hope I don't run out of stuff to say in the following days. I suppose there were a couple things that we did that I could have mentioned the days before. Like, for example, we did watch a movie yesterday. So like I mentioned before, right, we have this screen, we have a projector, and I can hook it up to my computer, and there's also a hard drive that our family friends provided. But unfortunately, right, like we don't have an external audio source, and so we rely on like the audio source of our laptop to like play all the sounds, right? And so I said to myself, right, the only thing that really makes sense for us to watch is like an action film, right? Like preferably one that like doesn't require any dialogue whatsoever, and like all you need to hear is just like the bombs going off and like the guns firing at each other. Because like even though like the graphics are really nice and like the screen's really big, right? If you rely on the laptop, like you pretty much like anything that's like a drama or like that requires like you to understand the dialogue, you're pretty much out of the question. It's not really an entertaining experience that way. So we actually did end up like watching like an action film, and it was pretty good actually. So I suppose there is a couple of things to look forward to tomorrow, particularly I'm thinking about like getting to see all my friends from my Bible study. It'll be Sunday there. We have it at 7 p.m. usually, so 10 a.m. tomorrow will be when I get to meet them. Alright, so thanks for bearing with me this far. End of day 3, 11 more to go, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.